Hi everyone, my name is Asha Bashira binti Sabi. Today, me and my friends are going to present on environmental policy of Bake& Company. But before we start, let me briefly introduce you to Bake& Company. Bake & Co was first established on 2020 in Kuala Lumpur and began as a small family business to serve a variety of dazzling cake lapis Sarawak. The confections are specially crafted for any celebrations and are made after continuous explorations of high-quality ingredients and complex designs to provide refined taste and premium crafted cakes. Bake & Co also serves a wide range of scrumptious desserts such as pavlova, apple pie, blueberry cheese tart, brownies, and many more. Bake & Co is highly concerned and highly committed in minimizing environmental impacts its cost open its operations. Therefore, Bake & Co has established an environmental policy to give reassurance to customers that the products served are environmental friendly and the company is operating in accordance of applicable environmental law. There are 6 major components of this environmental policy. I'm going to explain the first two policy and the presentation will be followed by Humaira and Aina Shakira. The first environmental policy is gaining a certified environmental management system EMS and receive an audit by third party annually. EMS is a practical tool to manage the impact of operations on the environment. At the same time, provide framework for continual improvement that will further increase the efficiency of the business. EMS certifications requires our company to identify and manage the environmental aspects and impacts resulting from our operations, products, and services. EMS involves a cycle of planning, doing, checking, and acting in a more sustainable way. A third-party audit is performed by an independent body such as CIRIM against a recognized standards such as ISO 14001. As conclusion to the first policy, those will be implemented to give written assurance that the product, process, and service offered by our company are conforms to specified requirements. Moving on to the second policy, which is reducing our products' embodied carbon footprint by implementing process and energy efficiency measures throughout our product's full life cycle, including manufacture, transport, and packaging. Carbon footprint is defined as amount of greenhouse gas emissions that come from production, use, and end of life of a product or a service. Among ways of reducing carbon footprints that are being implemented by Bake & Company are monitoring and reducing energy use, reduce water usage, recycle, reduce packaging, reviewing logistics, and switch to green energy. For the next policy, it will be presented by Humaira. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisha. The third environmental policy is by introducing carbon labeling in food packaging. It has been 25 years since food packaging started to display its nutritional label for the consumer to check the calorie count of the food products before buying them. But this isn't enough anymore for the consumer. Yet, there's still rising demand for another type of food label as people become more concerned about climate change and how the food packaging contributes to the environment. This is also can be proven on the next slide, where currently based on the figure shown that food production contributes almost 26% of global carbon emission. Yet there's no doubt that these emissions on this scale fundamentally changing in natural ecosystem, reducing our biodiversity and ecological resilience. Hence, to solve these issues, our company, which is Bake & Co, decided to publish carbon label in every food packaging of our baked products in most of the store. This label will describe on how much the carbon emitted, especially during manufacturing and disposal of food packaging. From this labeling, it will help the customer to make a better choice in choosing more low carbon food. Next environmental policy is by implementing codes of practice for reducing electricity, water, and fuel consumption. Running Bake & Co can be difficult venture where we need to reconsider different type of waste producers, especially in manufacturing layer of cakes. To minimize the problems, our company decided to to set up few codes of practice in order to reduce waste at the same time to achieve the standard under Work Health and Safety Act and regulations. One of the example that can be used in the company is by switching off all the baking equipments when not in use. Switching off the equipment, especially during off days, will conserve the energy and reduce the bills. Secondly, is to always check any leakage of pipes in the company. This is because we need to avoid any water damage problems happens in blocking the drains at the bakery. And lastly, to scheduleize cooking. By scheduleize cooking, it will help us to reduce gas waste at the same time shorten daily operating times. For environmental policy 5 and 6 will be presented by Aina Shakira. Thank you.
Thank you, Humaira. My name is Aina Shakira, and I'll be continuing to explain the remaining environmental policies of Beck & Co. The fifth policy is to educate our employees on good environmental practices to ensure that everybody involved with the company adheres to environmental laws, policies, and procedures. This will be done by organizing an awareness training on environment strategically and annually. In this training, all employees will be taught on the latest laws, policies, and procedures of environment, especially regarding ISO 14000. New employees will also join this training despite just being a member of the company in a short period. This training will be conducted by none other than the members of the Human Resource Management. The sixth and the last environmental policy of Beck & Co. is to minimize waste production during business procedures based on the 3R principle of reduce, reuse, and recycle to responsibly and safely dispose of waste. The first principle, that is reduce, will be done by redesigning the flow of the cake lapis processes to reduce the unnecessary steps and improve the performance of the employees and hence the company. For example, the area of making cake lapis will be next to the area of packaging, which is next to the area of labeling. For the second principle, that is reuse, instead of wearing disposable personal protective equipments or PPE such as hair covers, masks, overalls, aprons, gloves, and shoe covers, in Beck & Co., all the personal protective equipments are reusable. They will be washed regularly by the company's laundry service. For the third principle, that is recycle, every food industry would produce, you guessed it right, food waste. This is no different with Beck & Co. Therefore, the food waste will be sent to a local farm to feed their livestock. Beck & Co. has made an agreement with a nearby farm named Sejati Farm, where the food waste will be sent to them directly every year. These 6 environmental policies will be applied starting this year, 2021, in hope that every employee will comply these simple policies for greener corporate culture. Beck & Co. is also committed in continual improvement of the company's environmental management system to ensure the environmental impacts made could be reduced. These are the references used.